Oh my goodness.
I'm short, so they have a little step ladder for me. As graduation loomed closer and closer, one thing became obviously clear to me. I didn't want to leave. To me, McCaskey was my second home, a home in which I would occasionally spend more time than anywhere else, only going to my actual house to sleep. The thought of leaving scared me, as I'm sure it frightened many others. McCaskey is our comfort zone. It's familiar. We're used to walking through its halls and sitting at its tables, used to being scolded by our teachers for not having our IDs on. We're accustomed to its food and the way it's run. It's somewhere that represents the best years of our life. So of course, it's scary to leave. It's frightening thinking about the future, terrifying to imagine life being any different, and horrifying to experience change. However, graduating high school or obtaining the equivalent is essentially a necessary part of life. Without this diploma in our hands, we are limited, and this class is not one to confine themselves within walls. It's obvious that the meaning of graduation strikes a discordant chord within us. We're happy and sad. Happy to be moving on to the next phase of our lives, but sad to be leaving behind our childhood. We can no longer claim to be ignorant of the problems of the world, for soon they will be our problems. We can no longer sit in classrooms and refuse to be bothered by the actions of society, because soon those actions will affect us deeply, whether we want them to or not. If we remain aloof and decide not to concern ourselves with the waves of change, how will we ever make an impact and be the future expected of us? Not only by those of you in the audience, but by ourselves. And that, in and of itself, is unimaginable. For 13 years, we've been coddled in school by our teachers, and approximately 18 years by our parents. Now, we're moving into a stage of our lives that is new. Graduation is more than just receiving a diploma. It is the admission that we are capable of handling the world around us, that we have the skills necessary to succeed in a setting outside of school or in places of higher education. However, we may not have all the answers right now. We may not have all the answers in 10 years. For all that we know, we may never have the answers, but we have to try. Poet Kristen O'Keefe Actowitz begins her presentations by asking you to think of 5 words that you would like people to describe you as, in order of importance. For example, he is, or, oh yeah, I know her, she's. Let's input the word benevolence into this scenario. It means to perform acts of kindness. If we want to be seen as benevolent, we must perform acts of kindness. This mentality should be carried out through life, as that is what has been taught to do since birth. It's important to emulate what we desire to be seen as in the world. By being the best version of you, you've already succeeded in a large portion of life. So while we're out there revolutionizing the world, we have to keep in mind that yes, we are capable of surviving in this tough world, but that does not mean we should forget all of the other lessons our 13 years of school and 18-ish years of life have taught us. The ones not learned in a classroom. The lessons we struggled to learn through the sheer force that is life. We need to remember those lessons and apply them in our actions. We are better than those who wish to put us down, but that does not mean we need to put them down. By acting with benevolence and putting forth the best version of ourselves, we can show the world that this generation is indeed the brightest. Life is short. We've been shown that through the peers we've lost along the way. To act kindly means to open doors previously closed to us and to leave the best impression on people that we possibly can. I want to try something that's a little unorthodox now. In marching band, we have this tradition, and one of the questions we ask ourselves is, how are your eyes? So if anyone knows this, how are your eyes?
With pride!
With pride. So everyone, how are your eyes?
With pride!
How are your eyes?
With pride!
How are your eyes?
With pride!
I find it truly inspiring how some of life's greatest lessons can be found in the simplest of sayings. And so yes, with pride it should be. To my fellow graduates, I say, walk into the future with your chin up and your eyes full of pride. Be proud of all that you've accomplished and where you come from. Be proud of all the struggle you've been through, the pain and strife, the joy and achievement, because they are a part of you. And be proud of being a McCaskey alumni, because this campus has given us much more than we could ever hope for, whether we believe it or not. We have overcome, and now we're here, about to receive a simple slip of paper that justifies the last 13 years of schooling, that signifies the end of an era, but also the beginning of a new one. We have so much to be proud of, and when we take the world by storm, everyone will know. Our college peers or future coworkers will see that we are so much more than our credentials or our resume. They will see the unassuming pride in our eyes and know that we are worthy and not people to be taken lightly. Don't let the fear of the unknown deter you from achieving your dreams. Fear and change are a part of life, but so is success, and that is what we strive for. Thank you.